Well, the transition into manhood is a tough period for boys and for their parents as well. So here to give us some helpful hints is adolescent development expert Dr. Anna Rubinstein. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning.
You've been working with teens and families for more than 3 decades now. What is it, let's start with the parents. What do you think parents struggle with most when it comes to bringing up boys?
I think one of the big struggles is there's such an enormous change. You know, we start off with these fabulous, excited, energetic young boys who are into everything and full of spirit, and then all of a sudden, extremely quickly, something happens and they totally change. And I think a lot of parents really aren't prepared for what's going on, and that we actually have a responsibility to be doing something to really acknowledge and actually celebrate the transition and the fact that they're now becoming young men.
See, that change that happens, what, 13, 14 when they're becoming young men, all of those hormones are kicking in a huge way. Is that at that point, the vibes that teenage boys can give off is, go away, I don't need you, I'm my own man now. That's the message they're sending, but that's not really what they want.
No, well, I actually believe, in fact, that's when we need to be giving them more attention, but it has to be in a different way. They're really struggling with the fact, first of all, they're growing so quickly and all these changes are happening and a lot of them don't know what's going on. And traditionally, that was a time when boys would actually have been taken away for a period of time with the elder men from the community, and they'd be told stories and they'd be taught stuff, and they would talk about what was going on and all these different things. They'd also create challenges for the young men. And because we're not doing that, the boys are going out and doing it themselves. And also, really importantly, they would then be acknowledged for the fact that they're all different and they've all got individual gifts and talents, and that we really need to see those gifts and talents, the spirit that's in each of them.
How much has the internet changed the way boys are entering the world?
I think the internet is actually a big problem because boys are getting access to it earlier and earlier, and they've all got it on their smartphones, and it can be an enormous time waster, and it's contributing a lot to the breakdown in the relationships that are happening with families. And one of the things that we recommend is that, especially fathers, spend time regularly with their sons when they all agree to turn off their mobile phones, not have any access to anything digital, and actually really just spend time together, sharing, talking and doing things that they both love doing.
So obviously you think that fathers need to get as involved as they possibly can. What role then should the mother be playing?
Well, first of all, yes, I do believe fathers need to get involved. And for the mothers, the relationship has to change from one where, when they're boys, it's really about mothering, doing everything for your boys, knowing everything about them. And hopefully it changes where the boy, as a young man, the relationship becomes one of a healthy level of communication and respect. And the boy's actually helping and able to talk to his mother, but she's not having to keep mothering him all the time.
OK, just to finish, if there's parents watching right now who say that they're really struggling with their teenage son, what is something that they could do this weekend that will get a conversation started and get that connection happening again?
Great question. Well, I think to find something that they both love doing, to pick a really good time, and then to actually talk, to turn off the mobile phone and say, hey, what's going on for you in your life? What are you enjoying doing most at the moment? And what are you loving? And by the way, this is what what are you enjoying doing most, and what are you struggling with maybe, and this is what I'm loving doing most, and this is where I'm finding life a little bit difficult, to start the conversations.
I think kids sometimes forget that you were young once as well.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And they need to know that.
Yeah, and vulnerability as well. I think they don't mind connecting on that level either. Anna, really interesting, and the book is called The Making of Men. I was having a good look through it last night. There's a foreword there by Stephen Biddulph, who's a really well-known children's educator in this country. It's a fascinating read, raising boys to be happy, healthy and successful. It's all we could ask for, really.
Yeah.